Yo, the Onora boys are in the building. It's hump day. Oh, man. Hump day without snowfall, bro. This is the first hump day without snowfall. This is crazy. I don't know what I'm doing myself. I guess I'll watch some basketball tonight, some more. Man, bro, I tell you. I try to tell
Well, that
you.
Warriors game is tonight.
Yes, I try to tell you about the NHL. The NHL is just, it's amazing, bro. The Carolina game last night was ridiculous. Man, this is the best time of the year, man. The month of April, dude. The month of April is the best month of the year. You know that. You decided to have a son in the month of April. So
That's right.
you know
That's
that.
right.
Lucky
I had to
Lefty
sneak one in
podcast,
there.
man. We're gonna get into Tyler Buchner and his options today. There are some reports out there. I don't know if they've been confirmed yet that he's taking a trip down to Tuscaloosa. He's taking a trip down to Tuscaloosa.
I told you we had a better quarterback room in Tuscaloosa.
You said something interesting. You mentioned a school like Cal or Stanford.
I think Illinois actually would be pretty good if you talking about going
Dude,
down.
I'm telling you, we got the Nike swoosh with the 12 waiting on them. Left, wait, boy. Look, man, it'll be like Aaron Rodgers' press conference today.
Yeah.
He would own the pain. He will own the pain. Shambana would be his. I'm just saying. Lucky Lefty Podcast. Hit the YouTube channel, man. Subscribe. That thumbs up, smash it. It helps with our views. Your comments. I'm going to talk about a couple of your comments from over the weekend in our last couple of shows that we found to be very interesting. We respond to all, man. And then CFB Nation. It's the home of the future of college football, the greatest content, Rise and Draft from Ryan Roberts. Then you have CFB All American, of course, the Lucky Lefty Podcast, Apple Podcasts, and Spotify. Go to both of those spots, search CFB Nation. We're right there. The audio edible each and every day. Home of the misguided passion. You already know. We spin it different. Before we hop into Tyler Buchner, would you like to apologize?
Apologize?
Yeah, would you like to apologize?
For what?
For that foolishness about Zach LaVine being better than Trey Young? You still want to down that hill by yourself? You still want to down that hill by yourself?
Zach LaVine is a decent player.
You're going to be on that hill just like this, freezing. I'm going to give you one chance.
Nice.
I'm going to give you one chance to come off that hill, bro.
But if they lose to Boston, then what?
What are you talking about? It's not about losing. He doesn't have a squad. He doesn't have a squad. That's like saying if John Morant wasn't about to beat the Lakers with the squad he has.
Because of LeBron James. Who is equivalent to LeBron James on Boston?
If they had Brandon Clark and Steven Adams in the middle, the series would be totally different. Now you can say what you want to say.
Yeah, LeBron saying 20 and 20. That's what he's saying.
I've never seen a superstar beg for attention. Ever.
Oh my gosh. All he's saying, he's in year 20, giving you 20 and 20.
See, people, this is the thing. Like you point out all the Trey Young stuff, right?
Okay.
He's been to the playoffs every year. Name me the superstar he's played with. See, this is what kills me. And this is why I don't even respect people's basketball, right? Because they want to look at numbers and he's small, he can't do this, but yet still he keeps ending up in the playoffs.
He's in the playoffs.
Whether he ends up 4 seed, 5 seed, different coach, don't matter. They change coaches, he's in what? He's in the playoffs. Oh, he's in the play-in. What does he do? He won 2 games to get in the playoffs last year. He's in the play-in. They were supposed to get spanked. He won that game. Went down to Miami, banged on them. Like he said last night, I'm built for this. He's been built for it. He's been the best guard in his class since 8th grade, all the way up.
Since 8th grade.
Since 8th grade.
Who's in his class?
He's been the smallest.
Who's in his class, though?
I have to go back. He was at Oklahoma and
J. Carr says most bronze sexuals.
Talking about you. You're the only bronze sexual on here.
I just said it short.
Oh, okay. I was about to say, I just like to say, shout out to him. Shout out to somebody else that Malik tried to compare to Zach LaVine. He tried to compare Zach LaVine to Devin Booker as well.
No, I didn't.
Yeah, you
Devin
did.
Booker's always been an all-star.
Yeah, you did. Yeah, you did. Yeah, you did. I got the receipts. I got the receipts on Twitter. Hold on.
Trae Young.
I got the receipts on Twitter.
I'm a Devin Booker fan, so
okay. I'm just saying. Who said Trae was better than Luka? Are we making stuff up now?
Yeah, I never said that.
Like, what are we talking about? It's a reason why certain players come in and immediately make an impact, bro. Nobody thinks about Atlanta in basketball before Trae Young got there. Nobody. Nobody was thinking about that. Nobody. Luka was over in, we talking about 8th grade. Luka was in the internet. What are we talking? You see how people try to play silly? He was the best player in his class from 8th grade as he matriculated up. If Luka didn't play high school and grammar school basketball in the United States, because I know the people in this chat are smarter than this, dude. They just want to win arguments.
That's all it be.
I mean, just listen to what I said. He's been the best guard in his class.
I'm about to look up his class.
Absolutely. Now, wait a minute. Hold on, because I'm about to say something. Trae lost his number 2 last night, right?
Okay.
Right? DeJounte Murray was suspended. Did you hear? I just want to show you the difference between Trae and Zach LaVine, because Zach LaVine would never say this. He would never say this. Did you see what DeJounte Murray? Did you see what DeJounte Murray said?
No.
Trae said he walked into Walker to practice and told everybody we going back for game 6. And shoot around yesterday.
Okay.
Told everybody we playing game 6.
He made a prediction.
Zach LaVine, he copping please. He never had that much confidence.
Look who he's got to deal with.
He would never even try to say anything like that. This is my point, Left. This is all I want to say.
Oh.
Wait a minute.
Oh, that's what they were saying.
Hey, all I'm saying is it's a certain guard that was the spark to what Dallas did in the playoffs last year. That's like with the Knicks right now. Did Luka make the playoffs?
Trae Young's not better than Shai.
Oh, no. I'm just asking you. Luka lost his second best player and couldn't get back to the playoffs. Is that correct? We can talk about usage, points, all of that. We can talk about all of that. Some cats, it is what it is. I just want to point out that, show some love for the Chicago kid. That was the true spark of Dallas's playoff run last year.
That's right.
That ended up in New York, and now Luka is at the crib. That's all I want to point out. That's all. Just always want to throw Chicago some love. That's all. So if you were listening to me, then you really would have understood that Luka didn't go to school in the States. So now we blame Kyrie. We blame Kyrie for Luka now the whole season.
Shai Gilchrist is better than Trae. We gotta admit that.
Say it again.
Shai Gilchrist. They in the same class.
Dude, man, Shea
Yeah.
so cold. Shea so cold, bro.
But he's from Canada. So, I mean, if you're counting that,
Let me ask you a question. This is hindsight. It's pure hindsight. Do you think Steve Ballmer regrets trading Shea for Paul George right now?
man, I don't know because Paul George is a Hall of Famer.
It was funny because I remember Doc Rivers was like, man, no, no, don't trade him. Like he was like, no, trying to hold out.
I mean, but for real though, I mean,
But they could have given, at the time, I understand. But at least, even if Kawhi, as it was stated today, torn meniscus, was new, his knees have to be like without cartilage, period, right now, bro. Like, there's none left. So at least you would have Shea to go into the new building. The Intuit building is supposed to be open this 24-25 season.
yeah.
So who's the face to open the building? Who's the face? Man, that's gonna be very interesting, man. But I just want to show love to all the people that Malik said weren't better than Zach LaVine.
Zach LaVine's a great player for Chicago. That's all.
Stop. Now you're trolling. Now you're trolling. Okay? You just pray for your calves. That's what you need to do. Pray for your calves. That's what you need to do.
The Cavs are a superstar away. They need to get they need to trade.
No, they got a superstar.
They need
Donovan's, what do you mean?
You need one more piece. You're not going to win with just Donovan and Darius Garland. You need one more piece.
Yeah, you need to give the ball to Evan Mobley more. That's what you need to do.
He's not going to get you over the hump.
All right.
He's a great, but that's what I'm saying. We just need one more piece. Like the Clippers got Kawhi, Paul George, Russell Westbrook's doing well for him. It's a good fit. Darius Garland, Donovan Mitchell, and one more person.
Their coach is suspect because he continues to play offense with two non-shooters on the court. You can't do that. You just can't do that. Not today's game. You can't do that.
Not today's game.
Defenses are too good. Tyler Buchner enters the transfer portal literally in the middle of our show yesterday.
That's right.
And according to reports, there are 3 schools that have come to the forefront: Alabama, Auburn with Hugh Freeze. There were reports out there that Georgia might reach out, but I highly doubt that. And then the Cal Bears have reportedly reached out as well. In our conversation post show yesterday, you said Tyler could probably go somewhere as cerebral as he is, like a Stanford, and kind of like recharge Stanford football.
I mean, I never said Tyler was cerebral. I think
no, we're talking about he's a very intelligent kid. I'm not talking about cerebral at quarterback.
Oh no, he's
he's a very intelligent kid.
Yeah, he's very smart, very smart. But I think in being a good fan of history, I believe Tyler should stay in a position of using that as leverage. I don't think where he is right now, he has leverage going into the Alabama room, even if Tommy knows him. Because
I'll push back on that just a little bit. But go ahead.
I don't think he's running, or I don't think him as a standalone talent with what he does well is better than Jalen Milrose. I don't think he's. I think he would be a better fit because Tommy knows him, but I don't think from a competition standpoint he's outshining guys that I think are very talented. I think they have a talented room, but that whole room is unproven in Alabama, even with Tyler coming in, because it's about experience. So, and then you think about the Auburn situation, I think he has a chance to be competitive, but I just think just from the history of things, he would suit, in my opinion, in Illinois of that stature because I just think
Hold on, man. What you mean that stature? Hey, hold on now.
I think him being a Big Ten quarterback is better for him than to be in the SEC.
I don't think he's a SEC. I don't think his. You know what, Left? I agree with that. I agree with that. That's a tough cultural fit for him, in my
100%.
opinion. Yeah, 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 yeah.
I also believe that if it's not a Big Ten like an Illinois, which I think he'll be a great transition to, Cal will be a great fit, but he'll be in a class where they won't be at the same expectation as Notre Dame, which
Mhm.
I think that would be really good for him. But the team, would be really dependent on him. It'd be like him in high school again.
Mm.
So, I do think it's interesting that the types of schools he's getting, I just think that's more because of where he's coming from and not where I think the best success potential is. Like, yeah, he could go down to Alabama, but I don't bank on him staying more healthy down there than at Notre Dame.
Mm. Josh Buffo, the motivational business banker. I'm sorry. Said said UCLA makes sense in my opinion. In my opinion, it makes no sense. I would rather play Dante Moore from the jump than to bring in Tyler Buchner. That's just my opinion.
Yeah, Tyler's in an interesting spot. I think he should honestly stay. I think in this case, the
Well,
more
hold on. We're gonna get let's get to that whether or not Notre Dame is the best option. We'll get to that in a few minutes. But keep continue to expound upon why culturally, because you've gone through this. You know, the cultural difference of coming from Notre Dame and going to the SEC.
yeah, I think, if you're not ready to play or you're not, striking as a phenom with 1 or 2 years left, I just don't think Tyler's going to fit what that's going to require. I'm not saying that the man can't do it. I
Mm,
just don't know if the team's going to buy it for what isn't proven yet. Like Notre Dame knows. I think Notre Dame has a better uh, excitement level of his potential than ever in Alabama or Auburn would. And I think for Tyler, being able to get his feet on the turf for longer than a couple games matters more than I need to be playing in the college football playoffs day one with all these expectations that I can't even prove to myself yet. And it's a very humbling approach, but I think it's the one that's going to give him the best result, and that's getting film. Because at this point, you almost at that your red shirt junior, and you don't have enough film, even if you because you can't stay healthy. So you have a higher success rate of being a starter with less obstacle, going to a Cal, going to an Illinois. You have a great chance of going because you got to think you're going in the fall. So you need to go in there where they're like, yeah, we need you right now. Come in here, get chemistry, and let's win some games. I think Illinois is great because they have a great coach. And for his style of play, I mean, they already run the ball. Tyler will be adding something that they don't have, which is a quarterback that can run around. Oh, you on mute?
A couple people left made comments about me, over on the message board, being excited and talking about I would name him the starter at Illinois yesterday. People don't understand, left. See, we get so spoiled in Notre Dame. We get so spoiled at Notre Dame, and we sit and watch Tyler Buchner and complain. Go watch a full season of Tommy DeVito. You go watch that Illinois defense from last year that's about to put 4 to 5 kids in an NFL draft. Defensive coordinator got the head coach job in Illinois. We're one of the best running backs and offensive lines in the nation. Go watch a full season of Tommy DeVito and tell me you wouldn't take Tyler Buchner. See, this is when Notre Dame fans, they kill me sometimes. Because see, even their trash, they get so upset with their trash or what they deem to be trash that they fail to realize that they haven't seen what trash really is when it comes to college football. Go watch Iowa last year. Go watch their quarterback situation. Watch Tommy DeVito. Go. I'm telling you, you think you're stuck watching Tyler Buchner being frustrated? Man, please give me
Please.
Tyler in a heartbeat. Give him to me in a heartbeat.
And I really do think it's safer for him if he can't stay healthy at Alabama. I mean, at Notre Dame, he's definitely not staying healthy at no Alabama season. Ain't no way. Ain't no way. Ain't no way. I don't believe it. I wouldn't. I think the Big Ten would put him in a better position to be healthy because
Mhm.
most Big Ten schools don't play hero ball with their quarterback. Even Michigan doesn't do it. The only team that plays hero ball with their quarterback is Ohio State and Nebraska. Everybody else is like their
I
quarterback is a
wonder, I
target.
wonder if the Nebraska system is about to change in the Matt Rule. Just historically, what he likes to do:
Right.
defense first.
I mean, he had PJ Walker. I'm a big fan of PJ Walker.
PJ Walker was phenomenal in that game against Notre Dame.
Man, he was like Ev.
He
He was like
almost
a poor
scared me.
man's Ev.
He almost scared me that night, left. I thought he might pull it off late.
I knew that brother was nice the way he was throwing that ball. I said, okay. I was like, how did you end up on Temple? But PJ Walker's I'm a big fan of. And you know,
I think PJ Walker's on the Bears now. I think he's the backup quarterback
yep,
for the Bears.
we gotta get him on the show, man.
Oh man,
Talk
I'll
about the
definitely
Bears.
reach out. I'll definitely reach out. That'd be
Yo,
dope.
he could definitely start over Justin Fields if it was a fair competition.
Man.
Bro. But it'd be interesting, man. I'm telling you. I think Tyler Buchner is good to see him have a lot of options and be a hot free agent out there. It's
Does he
crazy
really
that
have a lot though? Let's be honest. Does he really have a lot of options?
well, he doesn't have TCU anymore because the one guy committed, right?
What if Tyler got petty and went to Arizona State, bro?
They got so many quarterbacks over there. Psh, you're right. I mean, it's just a matter of
If Tyler got petty and was like, "Yo, man, hey Drew, I'm coming to Arizona State, man."
I
I
don't
can
know.
see Tyler. Uh, I don't know.
His best bet is to probably stay,
Okay,
unless he
let's get
wants to
into it.
go.
Let's get into it. Why is Notre Dame the best option for Tyler Buckner?
I think through not having the enough experience on the field yet, I think you'll feel more unexperienced at a new environment
Mm,
when the team doesn't know you as well, but expects you to be the awesome quarterback they heard from Notre Dame.
mm,
I think transfers like a Jack Cohn, who's played a lot of Wisconsin, can move to a different school and play well in a different system because he's been had enough reps on the field in general. When you're going like a Tyler Buchner into a different position in terms of school, and they still hitting you with that competition, you don't have enough game experience to pull you as a clear winner
Mm.
going into game one because you just haven't played enough. No different than the people that you're around. Whereas Notre Dame, you're more locked into your position of being Sam's insurance, but also being on a team where you know you can operate. It's just a matter of health. The increase of health goes up on a new environment, new plays, more uncertainty. Yeah, you may have Tommy, but you
Mhm.
got a whole new defense you're going against every day, whole new intensity in that SEC. Nick Saban ain't putting up with it, you know. But Nick Saban looking at it like you bringing in a guy who hasn't done more than, all our guys combined.
Yeah.
All our guys combined, he still hasn't convinced me of his time. But I do think it's a lot easier to go to sleep at night being like, okay, I know my position at Notre Dame for what it is right now.
Mm.
And who knows how the season goes. But if I go somewhere else and it's not a Cal standard, and I try to go to these Alabamas and Auburns and big time college football playoff type teams, your uncertainty really rises, and I think that has to be considered at some point.
So Tommy being at Alabama isn't an advantage going into that situation?
I don't think so. I don't think it's an advantage for Tommy to go down there because Tyler's going to be around stuff that one he's not used to, even though it's probably a good system that you can get adjusted to. But at the same time, Nick Saban's looking at this like I'm trusting my program with two guys from Notre Dame that couldn't get on the same page as Notre Dame. They coming over here like I got a whole system of things how they ran. Now I feel like because it's Alabama, they'll have some type of figuring it out, but Nick Saban doesn't know the potential ceiling of where Tyler Buchner can be, and neither does Tommy. I think Tommy has an understanding of what he can do, but if we're looking at what Tommy has done with Tyler Buchner, we've seen him give him the most carries on the team in a limited time and get hurt. We've seen him throw, throw 3 picks and 3 touchdowns. You see him put the ball in harm's way. He's a risk taker with Tommy. And he gets hurt when Tommy's coaching him, and he carries the ball the most when Tommy's coaching him. So these are things we've seen of the relationship of the two, where at one point Tommy was controlling the recruitment around what he feels is better. And I think it's interesting. It'd be different if it was Tommy and Jack Cohn going to Alabama, but this is a guy Tommy who had the option to play Tyler Buchner twice and didn't. Got a transfer both times. So what is he going down to Alabama for? To do what? Tommy didn't believe in him at Notre Dame enough. Both times. So I don't know.
Oh,
He got 2 1-year transfer guys over Tyler Buchner. So if you keep getting 1-year transfer guys over a guy that you say, how are you going to develop him during that time to be a starter? If you're getting quick fixes, when are you going to be like, okay, Tyler, you can be Ian Book? He never had a chance under Tommy. How did Tyler Buchner have a chance like to be an Ian Book under Tommy? When Tommy went out and got Jack home, and then him and Marcus told him before the next season that he getting another dude over. So if I'm Tyler, why would I go to Alabama? If it's Tommy, I'm going to. If Tommy's the reason why it's open, I'm like, Tommy, look how you did me over here. So in my opinion, Alabama wouldn't be reasonable. Plus, it's like Nick Saban has a lot of control, in my opinion, too.
Oh,
So you
that's
think he?
that's
So
putting it mildly.
what if Nick Saban is like, I want Jalen Milrows, or I want the other kid.
Hey man, Jalen Milrose did not look good last year in the limited time that he played. Um, Played a little wide receiver in the off season.
So yeah, I mean, if if Tyler Buchner is Alabama's best option at quarterback, it only proves that I was right, that we have the best quarterback room in the country.
Look, you talk bells and whistles. The one thing Nick Saban is not going to put up with are the turnovers. At that, Nick
That's what I'm
Saban,
saying.
Saban will take a no-name quarterback that will not turn the ball over before he'll go get a multi-talented kid that turns the ball over.
Yeah, he's just more talented that would do the same thing the young guys are probably doing. Because when has Tyler Buchner not turned it over? That's what my question. If I'm Nick Saban and Tommy Reese, I'm like,
So Tommy comes in and says, "Look, yo, I've been hearing great things about Tyler this spring. He's been balling. We should bring him in." And Nick Saban is like,
this is his first spring he's made it through healthy. Can't make it through the regular season healthy.
"Mm,
And he hasn't proven to not make turnover decisions constantly. I mean, he's got more pick sixes than games started. Than games started, he has more pick sixes. And that's not to count the other just turnovers, fumbles, and interceptions.
yeah,
So I'm like, Tommy, what have you seen? Because you know him? I mean, from a decision making standpoint, it ain't looking too good. Even in the spring game, he threw a pick. I forgot he threw a pick in the spring game. He threw the one to Jaden Mickey, right?
yeah."
So this man has thrown pick sixes in every appearance, and if it hasn't been a pick six, it's been some sort of pick every single time.
And he's
Every
still
single
better. He's still better than Tommy DeVito. That's all I'm saying. He's still. I've watched the full season of some bad quarterback play. Oh man,
But I mean, I don't know, man. He should go to Illinois because now that I'm thinking about it, that's
stop
pretty
teasing
bad.
me, man. Don't tease me like that.
But that's not, I don't know if that's teasing, but that's pretty bad though. He has thrown a pick six in every appearance he's been. At least a pick. He threw a pick in this last spring game, threw a pick six in the Gator Bowl, and then had it like two other turnovers. Fumbled against Virginia Tech, threw a couple pick sixes against Marshall. Got hurt again? He threw a pick against Ohio State or something like that. Man, that's a lot.
Whew.
So Marcus Freeman's like treating it like the Lamar situation. Go out there, see you get your 200 million. If not, come back and sign for this 135 and let's move on. Basically. Go out there and see if somebody gonna start you. If not, come on back, be this backup, our package delivery guy when Sam Hartman get hurt or something. And then next year we could try again. That's
You
how
know what? As much as I would say, come back and next year you can try again. Minchie and Carr gonna be on his butt.
I mean, but at that point, it's over. It's like, I mean, you might as well go be humble and try to go to, La Jolla State.
Hey, this is funny. Noma Wap said TD is considering Illinois because they have a Jamba Juice. Hey, which is true, by the way. Which is
Oh, it's
true.
true.
Yeah, it's true. It's actually true.
I did not know
Yo,
that. Yeah, that's see, his lines up. The stars are aligned. He recruited himself. He probably was telling us something cryptic by drinking that mango pineapple smoothie during his press conference.
oh
That's his
man,
tip. He's going to Illinois.
man, Lucky Lefty podcast. So, what other questions remain at Notre Dame? And is there a quarterback playing college football that would go number one overall in this year's draft? We'll talk about it. It's the Lucky Lefty podcast, man. You already know. We spin it different. So, Left, before we get to some more remaining questions at Notre Dame, because if the departure of Tyler Buchner is imminent, I'm not comfortable with the backup situation, my brother.
Yeah, you're leaning a lot on one, Tyler Buchner coming back, and two, uh, Kenny Minchie having the focus of mind to take advantage of being ready by November. We believe Sam Hartman can hold us up long enough to at least get us to November being as stated and accoladed as he is. But this is what, in my opinion, is the option D of the tougher choices of what it would take to get back on schedule to having a franchise quarterback that's a number one pick or at least going to New York by the end of the season. Because we
Um,
can't live off of 1 year transfer quarterbacks.
See, this is the thing. You can talk about whether you want to admit it or not. Some people might not want to admit it. Tyler Buckner's a better player than Steve Angeli.
Yes. But it was never a question.
He's just a better player than Steve Angeli, man. It's like it just is. And excuse me. So, people that just think, well, now, Angeli steps up. This is why I say people get spoiled, right? Because they sit and they watch Tyler Buckner and they complain. They're like, oh, he's terrible. And I'm like, all right, let that dude behind him get some run, some consistent run, and watch. And you'll start saying, oh, I wish we had 12 back. It's, I fully expect Kenny Minchie and CJ Carr to eventually replace him in the depth chart, on the depth chart, and for Angeli to possibly look to transfer
Yeah,
sometime next year.
I think it really depends on how this fall camp goes to see, a true competition. This is where you get competition. The only way quarterback competition exists is if it's for the backup spots,
Absolutely.
because that prepares you in the natural order of the guy who's earned the right to walk into that CEO position because he's done the dirty work to be the number two. You don't do the dirty work to be number one because that's distracting and you're not leading anybody. I can't be fighting a battle and leading a country at the same time. You're supposed to become the strongest warrior.
Yeah.
And once you win, you get blessed with the number one spot. But during that fighting period, you need the number one to be running the show. So this is where Kenny Minchie proves his value of being that guy as number two and winning that spot. Learning from Sam as number two, and then when the year's over, be ready to play because CJ has to come in and get ready.
Mm.
Now, Angeli can stay and be a pace horse for CJ Carr. But if we want to do this the right way and get a chance of having a Sam Hartman, Ian Book career franchise type of quarterback that can actually, do it for us, I think we found the guy.
Like people say, man, what footage do I have on Angeli? I watch him throw. He's inaccurate. His ball placement is not good. That's been for 2 years straight. 2 years straight. I don't need footage. I watch him throw.
I don't need footage.
Dude, football is not this like physics. Like, dude, you sit down, you watch. And you can tell people that are natural throwers of the football and people that struggle with accuracy. There's no reason for the ball to be hitting the ground when there's no coverage in the drill. Am I correct, Left?
Yeah, that's probably like the unspoken sin if you're not hitting guys with no defense.
Thank you. I've sat there and watched in drills, no coverage, receivers just running routes, ball hits ground. How?
And it's ugly to look at too because you're like, this is college football.
This is college football. How?
Yes, it just don't have. It's like NBA basketball.
Dude, you've
NBA
seen
basketball. Them dudes make every shot in practice, every single one.
You've seen the drill because they put the drill out on video. All four quarterbacks will be lined up. 4 wide receivers will go out and run routes. He's the only quarterback that I've seen consistently in this drill multiple times throw the ball into the ground.
Skipping rocks.
So you ask me what footage do I need to see? I don't need to see anything else. As bad as you think Tyler Buchner is, I've never seen Tyler Buchner or Kenny Minchie or Sam Hartman consistently ground the ball.
You just playing math. Like out of the 10 times I've seen them do this, 5 times they eating the dirt. What is that?
Dude, I don't need to play the position. I don't need to have coached the position. I know when I'm watching a simple drill, bro, there is no impediment to you getting the ball to the receiver. None. And you can't do it? Okay, the first one, okay, maybe it slipped. Come back like, who was that? Wait a minute, who threw that? That was him again? And I know we get excited. Blue and gold game winning run the previous year, this year. A nice ball to Jaden Greathouse. Man, look. There's a reason Marcus Freeman wants Tyler Buchner to stay. Because Marcus Freeman wants to win a championship. And Marcus Freeman knows at some point in this season, Sam Hartman is going to be nicked up and injured. Like all quarterbacks on championship teams. You usually need 2 at some point. And there's a reason why Marcus Freeman is like, hey, man, I want you to stay. Because they know it's a drop off from Tyler Buchner to the next 2 on the depth chart. So as much as people might be like, we're cool rolling with Angeli. Okay. Be cool. Just understand what comes with that. Just understand what comes with that. It is what it is.
Truthfully, it is what it is because a lot of this is Tyler's waited to the position of long enough to where you don't have much time to decide and you don't have many options that you can roll with, and so I think Sam is proving that he's going to be the guy that's leading the horse for us. And I think it will be in Marcus Freeman's ideal world is to have Tyler be right there learning and getting time, when we have in the blowout quarters and potentially making him ready for next year.
Yeah. And see, that's another thing. I will say this. Because if he leaves, I fully expect Steve Angeli to get more reps than he's ever had. That could benefit him. It doesn't change the type of passer he is. Like, look, how much Kenny Minchie is a natural thrower of the football. You pointed out looking at his high school film, kids just don't change speeds and trajectories on the high school level. That's special. Like, that's a special gift.
Right.
Angeli's not that natural.
Right.
That's natural. So, like,
he's like Hendricks.
Can he improve? Can he improve his timing? I mean, you put in the work, he probably can, but he just doesn't have certain giftings
He's
as
always
a
going to
thrower.
make it look like a struggle. The only way he can get better is to have
reps. He has to have reps.
He's got to have experience of using that ugly motion and making it work. Like Phillip Rivers has played 17 years. So if you play in 17 years, who cares if it's ugly because you know what to do. Right now, Steve has an ugly motion and he don't know what to do. So it just makes him look like a worse player. Now with Tyler Buchner potentially leaving, he can get those reps to see if he can put the two and two together. If not, I do believe it's harder for guys who can't naturally throw to become better passers in college football at a short amount of time, unless you go to like an air raid or something where you're just getting all the reps in the world. But usually ugly motion kids don't get a chance.
Yeah.
Ugly motion used somewhere in the Big Ten. So I do think that
and I see I see you in the chat, man. Thanks for the chat. Lit as always. It's not, development takes time. No, development takes reps. The development doesn't take 2-3 years. Some people can be developed. Kenny Minchie should be ready to go in November to start a football game. That's development. That's development. He should be ready to go. He has more natural gifts than somebody else. So you can't expect the development for Kenny Minchie to be the same as the other person. Like, oh, just give them the same amount of time, they'll be developed. That's not the way it works. It takes gifts, talent, and then reps. If you don't have it, you don't have it. I don't care how much time people spend with you. If you don't have it, you don't have it. You just don't. And if you're not the most accurate ball placement guy, then you need to have running ability or some other way of impacting the game. And if you don't have that, now the benefit, once again, you have a quarterback coach in Notre Dame. That benefits the entire room. He'll get more reps if Tyler leaves. It won't be 50-50 like Tyler and Sam have been going throughout the spring, but he'll probably get 25% of the reps, 20, and maybe the other 10 will go to Kenny Minchie. But he is who he is, man. He is who he is. He's not about to come out and just light you up. Ball placement, that's not who he is. That's not his skill set. So now we have to figure out what can he be developed to do, left. Like what type of quarterback can he be developed into? Who can he become? Can he be the field general, Craig Krenzel, game manager that can win games? Hey,
Yeah, on this team, he has the teammates surrounding him to where he can go win games being a game manager for a Kenny Minchie situation. And if he had to play early, that's what that situation should entail. It should be heavily leaned on those running backs, on quick screens. You can give him some deep balls when because you know he can throw some naturally down the field, and you really support him with play action as a young QB. Sam Hartman, you use more of the inverse due to his ability to control more and be it around and experience more, where he can take a little more chances than what Kenny probably seems a lot is going on fast. Remember when Kavari played as a true freshman, and he had to play corner, which was a transition for him to come in as an athlete, well, mainly a running back. He's playing corner as a true freshman, but Diaco supported him. All the coverage was rolled to his side. We played a three cloud, so he just had to play the half. I mean, he had to just play the flat, and he played man, and they had the safety over the top,
mm,
and playing two man. So we definitely, if Kenny had to be in there, support him through the system, which is doable because we have the talent. If this was a Syracuse situation or something, and we're relying on Kenny to have to be more than what he's ready for right now, it ruins kids. So I do think Sam Hartman is going to take care of us just as fine. And if wins the backup role, I think he'll develop and have a chance to learn a lot from an experienced guy like Sam. If he did need to play by November, we will be able to accommodate that, finding out he's our number two.
and the backup quarterback hopefully can get some run early in the season with the soft schedule, right? He can get some game action. He can acclimate himself to the offense and be ready. And hopefully, Sam Hartman can be healthy. And if he gets nicked up, he needs to come out for a couple of series or needs to miss a week against an ACC opponent. Then you can go and run the ball down people's throats and go play action and manage the game. But there's no one about to come in and just light things up
Mm.
right now. There's no
Sam,
one.
Sam will light things up against TSU the
No,
first
I'm
game.
saying behind Sam. We're talking about behind Sam right now. There's no one that's about to come in and light things up. So like people do. The quarterback room is a question mark if Tyler Buchner leaves. It's a
Yes,
question mark. The
yes,
backup is a question mark.
yes.
People are like hating. How are we hating on Steve Angeli? How am I'm telling you what he did on the practice field, and I'm a hater. You don't need to prove me wrong. You need to prove it to your teammates that you can play better. You don't need to prove us wrong.
Yeah.
Prove it to them because everybody on the field has seen
Everybody's
the
seen it.
same thing I saw. Everything's seen it, and it's funny because I saw somebody in one of the questions question like you being able to speak on what's going on when you have a direct connect to people in the building every day. It was funny. Like somebody actually said, "Well, Malik hasn't seen a thing." What does that mean? Malik talks to more people in the building on a daily basis than anybody, whether it's phone call or text.
I mean, we was together this weekend and had some good conversations with people that were in the building
Facts. Facts.
about stuff that we it made sense when we heard it, but information that you're not gonna hear openly from people in the building. So what?
You know, it's just it's just funny sometimes. Let me tell you another question. And if somebody did a great job of bringing this up, I'm sorry. Who I wanted to give you credit and I didn't highlight it or star it, so I apologize. The safety position is another position that you need. We should all pray for health at the safety position. Like we need the top two guys to be healthy.
To establish, yeah, the people.
Hey, Ramon and Xavier need to stay on the field. Like I know Ben Minich had a really good spring. We know Adon Schuler, who's another incoming freshman, who is athletic. He's recovering from his shoulder surgery. DJ Brown is solid, but DJ Brown is not about to be on your All American team at safety. So that position, even with Thomas Harper, he's been injured. They love what they see from Thomas Harper as safety and nickel, but he's been had nagging injuries during the spring. The safety position is a question mark just from a health standpoint. Like, yo, we need the top two, three guys to be healthy because after that, you're dependent upon inexperience and true freshmen, and that can be a dangerous game.
Yeah, when the numbers are low like that, and then you got to work with guys that aren't really cutting what you would had as a standard before, like a Kyle Hamilton back there, you definitely got to cross your fingers and really dig into your coaching bag on getting those guys that are available ready. Now they may not be as talented, they may have some transfers, but I mean Xavier Watts, one of our best safeties, and he was a transfer receiver last year. Not transfer, but switched over from receiver last year. So that's due to coaching, but also due to identifying talent and being such a versatile team. Like we can make a way to find more safety ready talent and be able to develop them through coaching. That I think will be fine. It's a big question mark because we don't have a preseason All American back there like we usually do.
Mm,
So it's a question because we usually can name the guy that's been back there for a couple years, ready to be a veteran in that spot, and we can't do that right now. So we definitely are only questioning because just like we questioned our O line play, sometimes you might have a run of a couple spots that are college football average. Notre Dame is not used to having average players amongst the great players that they are surrounded by. So it's only a big question mark in games in which we need to win.
Left, stay with me on this next question. Marcus Freeman is a question for me. The reason I say that is because I feel like in his second season, he's more comfortable in his skin. He's a gambler in the sense of going for it on fourth and short, but I don't know if he's the type of coach that's ready to loose Sam Hartman. And I know you said you want to see 60% passes left,
Yes.
55% passes. I don't know, left. I don't know. I just don't know, man. I don't know if Marcus is ready to. I don't know if he's really ready to leave that run the ball, play defense foundation. Even with
Marcus
Sam
Freeman.
Hartman at quarterback, I don't know,
Yes,
left.
he is. You know
Okay,
why?
okay.
You know why? Because he tried to do it his way with the two coaches he brought in, which were his offense. Andy Ludwig and the Kansas State coach. That's Marcus Freeman's 60-40 offense right there. And it wasn't done that way. So what did we get? We got technically fruit from the tree that we got rid of.
Mm,
So Sam Hartman is thinking, okay, I got Tommy. At least I got Tommy's offense in some sense. That's getting me on board is the reason why I came here. Because we still got some things that he had before, which Jared Parker's seemed to be using more of, even though it wasn't used last year, it was still on the team.
yeah.
So Marcus Freeman has said in the conference, he said, this may not be what I want, but this is what's going to help our players currently that are on the roster still that can help us play better.
That's a fact. He did. He did say that. He did say that. He also mentioned that leading up to certain games last week. I mean, last year. Like this might not be the way I want to win games, but heck, this is the way we're gonna have to win games
So Sam was
right
going to
now.
throw for
So
Sam's expectation of throwing for 3 something, probably. You know, this especially if Tyler Buchner leaves, this is about Sam.
man, I hope you're right, Left. I honestly do. I honestly do. But you get into tight situations, most people go back to what they're used to doing. That's all I'm saying. Most people go back to what they're used to doing. So
Yeah,
hopefully,
that's why Jared Parker better make it work because Marcus Freeman's like, yeah, we tried it. Powers that be, we tried it. Now let me get my guy in here.
man, yo, he better make it work early because yeah, I can see
Don't let him
Marcus.
get caught like
I
that
can see
again.
Marcus going back to 40 handoffs a game real easy. Real easy.
Because we got running backs. Because you know Dina McCullough gonna be in his ear every incompletion. Hey, you know we gonna win that ball, right? Hey, you know that was third down. We can get that, coach. We can get that. It's 36, man. We get that. Marcus Freeman gonna be on that phone like he was last year.
Oh man. Yo. Hey, we can get you 5 yards right here.
Get you right
Anytime.
here, coach.
You
Come
need
on.
five?
Hey, make the
You need
call.
five?
You need something? You need it?
You might as well, man. The cat Dina McCullough was like, you might as well call me and the running backs the loonies, boy.
Yeah.
We gonna put five on it.
We're gonna put
We
5
gonna
on.
put five on it.
I'm telling you. He said, what you need, coach? You know, he gonna come real smooth because you know the running back group is already good. You know. He's like, hey, coach, I see you with your 5 for 12 right now.
That cat Dina McCullough like, man, I gave you one of my guys. We still killing it. What's up? I gave I gave you one of my guys at wide receiver. We still back here doing the dang
Back
thing.
roll. Let's hand that thing off about 5, 6 times in a row. Let's get past the halfway mark. Then we can,
Oh man. Lucky Lefty Podcast, Apple Podcast, Spotify, YouTube channel, man. Subscribe. Matter of fact, the thumbs up, smash that for us right now. It helps with the views, man. Greatly appreciate it. Leave your comments. We respond to all Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and CFB Nation. Whether it's your Android, your iPhone, tablet, laptop. Just go to both of those platforms and search CFB Nation for all of our great content. We give you the audio edible each and every day. Home of the Misguided Passion is the Lucky Lefty Podcast. We spin it different. Last but not least, as we get ready to close out, remaining questions at Notre Dame. I heard something, and I want to know if it rings true. JJ Redick was on ESPN this morning. He was talking about leadership. And he said it's very rare on an NBA team that your best player is the leader. Does that happen in college football?
not for football because Tua was our best player and Tua was a leader. What are you gonna say to Tua? If Tua don't want to do a drill, guess what? They didn't do that drill. See, football, I love it because results matter the most. You know, play is up here. The toleration for BS is up here too. So technically, that make you the leader. Can't be mad at it,
Technically speaking,
huh?
I said technically speaking. Just overall. I guess by default now, Sam Hartman is the dude. But what does that mean? Who's the dude up front in the front seven? We've been waiting for that.
It's probably Jason Onion.
We're hoping it can be Jason Onye. I mean, maybe somebody comes along and becomes that dog, that trash talker. What are we waiting on? Our sophomores to be
Yeah,
that crew? Jalen Sneed, Nolan Ziegler.
that's Marcus Freeman's babies right there.
It's interesting, man. I just question the leadership. That's what I question, Left. What's the leadership going to look like on this
Mm,
team? Uh, Joe Alt is a leader, but he's a quiet leader.
it's a quiet leader.
He's a quiet leader. Um, I guess DJ Brown is a leader by default. He's been around. Cam Hart is definitely a leader.
So we're calling seniority leadership.
I guess. I mean, Joe Alt's a junior, right?
Joel's a first round pick. That's automatic leadership. Because in professional sports like the NBA, especially in a starting five,
Yeah.
it's more value to be a better player than for leadership. So if a superstar player doesn't have both, but they're still a superstar player, you could get a lot of places.
Hmm. I just know. I know who the captains are. Tell me if I'm bugging. You can have captains, and then you can have leaders.
Yes. I mean, captains can rotate like, you know, pick of the pick of the week. Like, dude cleaned up all the tables or
Hey,
something.
your fifth year place kicker could be a captain.
Right, right.
I wouldn't make him a leader.
But who are you listening to in the locker room when they get the defense and offense huddle up? And the one dude before y'all go out, y'all in the middle, and he's out there saying, and we gotta go out there and do this and do that. Who is that dude? I think that's a Jabron Payne. I think that's a Aldrich. Like I think it would come from a running back. That's what I'm saying.
Jabron Payne, bro. You gonna throw that at his feet as a sophomore, Jabron
He
Payne?
was the number one pick by his teammates
In the
in the
spring game,
spring game.
man.
So that means they couldn't pick from an outside source. They had to pick who do I want when the bullets start flying.
You do realize that Logan didn't play and Aldrich was already picked. You do realize that, right?
Aldrich was second.
So now Jabron Payne is better than Aldrich Estime.
No, I'm saying the running back room are the leaders that are people are listening to the rally
Look,
behind.
Jason Smith said something right here. This is important, dude. Ray Lewis was a leader, and then he also said captaincy can be popularity. It really can.
Yeah.
We're talking about that dude that can galvanize and get everybody to follow them in the toughest moments in the biggest games.
Like Smooth wasn't necessarily Jalen Smith wasn't necessarily the the biggest leader in the world from man, like he's gonna say something to get us all tapped in. It was literally, man, he's the best player I've ever played with, and I feel good that we're gonna be straight in tough situations. I feel good that we're gonna get the ball back because we got Jalen Smith on our team. So if that's defined as leadership, then yes, you know. But I think Jalen was a captain because of that. So the best players can easily be the captain. So who is the leaders are usually your undefined, your utility players because they do everything, the mom of the team kind of thing.
Yeah.
Taysom Hill kind of guy. Guy that'll give you a towel if you ain't got no towel or something, one of them. But that don't mean, because some would consider Joe Schmidt a leader. That's why he was starting.
He was a captain.
Yes.
Man, look, Joe Smith was a captain.
Yes. So, I think there's like Marcus Freeman, he would be considered a leader. You could play behind a Marcus Freeman. Coach Kelly would be a captain, because he got accomplishment. And he can put a squad together here and there,
Yeah.
But you ain't about to just follow him off the cliff.
D-Rock Irish has a question for you, Left. What is the role of captains during game day? How does that work?
Heads or tails? That's how it works. That's all it means.
When the coin flip?
That's all it means. Heads or tails. Which way you choose it? And hell, you better be the one to decide, because if not, you really just standing out there first. You don't even get to run the whole way and take the knee at the end of the end zone and talk to whoever you talking to and all that. So the leader, though, is the guy before y'all run out there and they call captains to lock arms and walk out there. It's usually the guy that you like, man, I just need him to just say something. Unleash the dogs for us, Put that call out there. That woo, 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 woo. We ready to rock.
Who was that in 15?
Shoot, me a little bit, before I got hurt. Then shoot, it was a little bit of everybody, man. I think it was just a different year, man. Everybody was just super locked in. We just knew we was just like, man, I wish they would say something. I wish they would run out that tunnel. Because they hurting. They ready to get hurt, beat up. So I think it was just a good environment. There's a bunch of captains and leaders that year.
So. Lucky Lefty podcast. Thank you for the super chat, Truman Theodore Dumel. Can't wait for CJ Carr and Kenny Mitchell to be Starsky and Hutch as quarterbacks for Notre Dame. Football guys can't wait. P.S. Tyler may return as the prodigal son. Hey, we'll see. We'll see.
See, Manti's a great example of a captain, not a leader. He was a captain.
Cap was more of the leader on that defense,
yes,
right? From what I've heard.
That's a perfect example.
Cap was the vocal.
Manti, Cap was the person that's like big bro OG.
Right.
And then Manti was, okay, that's Manti.
That's Cap.
Yeah, that's he gonna know all, he gonna play good, he gonna know all this stuff, but I ain't,
Omar Austin, thank you for the super chat, referring back to our earlier conversation with the Cavs. He said Mobley could be as good as Embiid.
What?
I don't know about that one. I don't know about that one.
I can't even get past that. Wait a minute.
He said he actually liked it better.
Never.
He said the Cavs guards need to move out the way. Shaun, the blown save against Tampa Bay killed me. Talking about the White Sox on Friday night. Yeah, Left had left the condo, and I was watching the White Sox and the Rays, and when Left came back, it was paper everywhere because I watched the White Sox blow a 7-5 lead in the bottom of the ninth. Left walked in. I was in the bed under the covers. True story.
Wait
True
a minute.
story.
No,
True
we're
story.
watching them blow this lead.
So left went. We were together on Friday night for your appearance.
Yeah,
I went back to the condo. You you went somewhere. No, you went to the stadium
yeah.
because
Went to
Tom
the
Carter
stadium.
had an event, and you went to the stadium. And I'm watching the White Sox and the Rays. The Rays have yet. Well, they lost their first game at home last night. Houston finally beat them at home. They were undefeated at home. They jump out to an early lead on Michael Kopech. White Sox come back, take a 7-4 lead. It's 7-5 going to the ninth. And I'm sitting there like,
Bottom of the
yo,
ninth just has me cracking up. That's just so on
bruh,
brand.
dude. They blow the save, walk off home run. I'm I'm not pillow on the floor over there. I threw something else. Uh, man, I had to respect the fact it wasn't my TV, so
Oh my
I
god.
had to stop her throwing something at the TV. And when Malik walked in with the crew, I was literally head under the covers. They
Yeah,
kept Malik had to knock on the door like, "Yo, SD."
yeah. We straight with that. Yeah, man. I already knew something had to happen because you was just fed up. Them boys out
bro,
there blowing leads like that. It was
bro,
early in the season too.
bro, you interrupted my moment, bro. I was trying to bury I was trying to just bury it, just under the covers for a moment. Like, oh my
Oh
god, this team.
hell. They cannot stop being trash.
Oh man. And then left walks in like, hey man, such so and such so are here, man. Let's go. I'm like, I wanted to tell Malik, man, leave me alone, man. But I got up, man. We had a good time. But yo, hey, see, I'm not a hater though. I'm happy for Cubs fans. Their team is playing well. Good for you. But boy, I'm over here struggling. Left, before we get out of here, reports that NFL scouts have said that if Caleb Williams was in this year's draft, he would be head and shoulders the number one pick in the draft, and it wouldn't be close.
Yes, I believe it.
Do you? Even further than that far over Bryce Young?
Because he has a bigger body. I just really think that Caleb is stocky enough and creative enough and has a natural throwing ability. Now, obviously, he's got to get to the right team, but to survive in a league of where things are going and how Patrick Mahomes plays, I just think he plays a lot similar, just shorter. Because he'll be around 225, second, third year in the league. So I think he has enough ability, man. And then I think Drake May is gonna be pretty damn good too. So those two both this year would be still 1 and 2 this year and next year.
Yeah, yeah. I see the chat is laughing at me, man. It was a sight. That left walked in like, is this dude in the dark?
Are they really that bad? Is it that bad?
Oh, left. At this point, I think what? I don't even know what the record is. I think they're like 7-17, something crazy. They've lost what, 5 in a row. And it's not getting, I think they played it. Yeah, they're playing right now. I don't even want to cut the TV on after we get done with the show. Because I already know it's immediately going to take my blood pressure through the roof. Like immediately, right? So you know how like it's kind of like Notre Dame games. You know what I'm saying? If I come in and Notre Dame kicked off at 3, and I come in and it's 3:10, I already know. I feel comfortable it's going to be a scoreless game when I cut the TV on.
Yes.
Right? Because Notre Dame is not about to score off the bat, and Notre Dame's defense is going to hold it down. This is going to be a scoreless game, probably about 10 minutes left in the first quarter. White Sox played at 12:05. If I turn the TV on at 12:07, they could be down 3-0. Like it's that bad, bro.
So do you think is the the general manager, administrator, or front office more so than the players?
They have the worst ownership. I mean, it's the same owner as the Bulls, so they have the worst ownership in all of MLB. The worst. You realize there is only 3 teams that have yet to give a contract over $100 million to a player in Major League Baseball. You realize the White Sox are one of those 2 teams? You want to know the other 2? No, one of the 3 teams. 3 teams. There are 3 teams in Major League Baseball. You know contracts are ridiculous right now. There are 3 teams that have yet to give a $100 million contract in baseball. 3. The White Sox are one of them. This is the kicker. You know what the other 2 teams are? The Oakland A's and the Kansas City Royals. Compare those markets to Chicago.
Yeah. Compare Oakland to Chicago.
That's embarrassing.
Kansas City to Chicago.
At least athletics know they're about to move to Vegas. They're about to get a new stadium, move to Vegas, more revenue, and probably start winning games. White Sox,
it can't be that bad, man.
Pretty bad, Left. Pretty bad, man. Lefty podcast. I was shocked that Caleb Williams is getting that much love, though, over Bryce.
Why is that?
You know, I really think the world of Bryce. I just do.
I think Bryce is really good. It's just, man, he just surviving 18 games. Not even Kyler could do it.
Yeah, you know what time
Kyler
it is.
move around way better than Bryce.
Yeah.
Petticoat, Petticoat Junction.
It's time to get petty.
Oh, we did a good job executing.
Are you upset with something?
And fire up the Petticoat Junction train.
I just don't like you.
You don't?
No.
What is today's petty historic Petty Junction?
Petty Junction, Petty Story of the Day, brought to you by Onora Whiskey and NoraWhiskey.com and Premium American Whiskey and NoraWhiskey.com. Vegas might be the new spot for sports, bro. In like 2 or 3 years. I heard their hockey games are pretty dope out there too. Hey, over the summer, you see a lot of celebrities and athletes at the Vegas Aces games. I think you're on mute. I think you're on mute.
I said the Aces are nice, man. K-Mac used to play for them and be really well connected. And the scene is set up great for sports because it's like no different than residencies and stuff. So
yeah,
you can go see Janet Jackson and go see the Raiders play. And then, you know, if he was interested, see UNLV play because they play in the same stadium now, right?
I think you're right. I think you're right. That's a good call. Yeah, once they get the baseball stadium out there, Man, it's the fact that transformation that Vegas has made to becoming more of a metropolis rather than a destination has been really amazing, bro.
Mm.
Because I know a lot of people that are talking about, like my wife's best friend, uh, her sister and her mom both just moved out there, dude, and
Really?
they love it. They love it. So yeah, man.
Yes, it's cool until you leave the strip in that area. Then it's becomes you're in the desert.
Anybody else on the petty train?
Oh man, Shaq for calling Charles Barkley a bum because Devin Booker passed him last night was pretty funny.
I mean,
He was like, "No, thank you, Devin, for passing up that bum."
hey, man, injuries are injuries, but man, that cat Kawhi Leonard, boy, has wasted Steve Ballmer's time, in my opinion, bro.
Really?
Oh, I
He
mean,
tore his
injuries
meniscus.
are injuries, but good lord, man,
He
this
tore
man
his.
built the stadium with the promise of winning a championship and having Kawhi as the face, and I feel bad for the young man. I really do. I
Really?
think he's a good dude,
He's got to have bad like rehab or something to keep tearing up his knees, right?
man. Well, he just has some people just don't have good limbs, bro.
Yeah.
It is what it is. The Boston Celtics for coughing it up last night to the petty train, bro. Connor Depper throws Dylan Brooks on the petty train. I heard a story that came out today that during the season, at halftime of a game, Kawhi just went in and got dressed and left, bro. Didn't
What?
say didn't say nothing to nobody. Just
Wait a minute. Wait a
he
minute.
played the first half, went to the locker room, told the trainers, I'm done, got dressed, and left, bro.
You're lying. No, this had to
Uh,
be a
I,
big
I swear,
story.
I swear the whole thread was on Twitter from somebody that covered the Clippers, bro.
I gotta see this on Twitter.
I
What,
said
what-
to I said to myself, yo, this is the craziest thing I've ever seen, bro. Like, wait a minute.
that's
This
like
man, this man walked in at halftime, told the trainers, like, I'm not playing the second half. That's low management on steroids, fam. Like, I know you manage games, but this man is managing halves.
what, how did you look that up? That's petty.
Yo, I'm telling you, wait. I'm about to retweet the thread because my guy, Brian Crawford, was engaging with the guy that was covering the Clippers this morning.
That is crazy.
And I was like, yo, there's some other stuff on there that was pretty eye opening on the thread, but the fact that that man came in at halftime of a game and pretty much was like, yo, here it is right here. I'm about to retweet it, Irish fans, right now with a shamrock and a basketball. Just read the thread that my guy Brian Crawford, because he said it reminded him of the Garpax era with the Bulls, the stuff that he put down there. It's a salacious man. It's pretty salacious. I'm trying to tell you. And they said he did it. Oh, he said he did that twice this year at halftime of games, bro.
Mm.
Like, yo, I'm out of here. And then left. He didn't just quit and like sit on the bench He put his clothes on and bounced left.
But you is it overhyped because we're not in the situation, or is it really sound that bad?
I don't know. However you want to take it, left.
I just can't believe that's what that people do that though.
Oh man. Lee Becton joins us tomorrow. He owes us one. We lost him on the golf course last time. He joins us tomorrow in the second half of the show. We'll talk more about Notre Dame. Left is still trying to understand. Oh, wait till you start reading the thread. It gets worse. There's stuff in there about T. Lou. There's stuff in there about Loris Frank. It's bad. It's all bad.
And Tyler said they want to keep Russ on top of all of that. Jeez Louise.
Hey, have a great Wednesday, but most of all, make sure that you spend it different. See you tomorrow.